Okay, hello. Storm in Norman. Storm Erin. Okay, this hurricane was actually might be even hitting the East Coast now. I don't know. They were talking about it for the 19th, the 20th. Anyway, the name Erin made me think of the film actually, and this is obviously where the film comes from. Erin Brockovich. Okay. Um, is a real life person supposedly. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do some number jumps with this. It's absolutely mental. Okay, the film itself had Julia Roberts in it. You probably remember. I haven't actually seen the film. I probably am not likely to watch this film either after reading what it's about. um, but anyway, it starts off with a car crash. Okay, and then she ends up taking a taking a job at I guess some kind of legal firm, and they end up defending the people of a an area. Where's the area? Hinckley. Okay, and anyway, they basically sue PG&E. Okay, right. So anyway, what we really want to do is get onto some of these number jumps with the film. Okay, so the connection, the connection is this storm coming in right now. Okay, and is this a reference to the coming storm? Yeah, that is about to hit. I mean, about to hit here very shortly. And if something happens to Madonna today, um, that's just the beginning. Well, we're already in it, but that's just the beginning of things. So let's have a look at some of these connections with what's going on here. I think the best one to start with is maybe let's start with some easy stuff. This is Julia Roberts' birthday, okay, through to Madonna's birthday. I thought that'd be a good place to start. Okay, and 3361, and look where we're at. Palindromic prime number, and it's the 474. Absolutely unbelievable if you've been watching some of the numbers that we've been looking at. And again, don't forget that the number for Madonna's age in days from her birth to this potential death date today, 24477. Yeah, the 47 is heavily encoded in there. It's heavily encoded in Lucas numbers, which is what we've been looking at with Madonna. I don't know what else to say. The Silver Streak train with the 74 on it. It's just mental. Okay, and don't forget Julia Roberts was in that. What was that? I can't remember the name of it now. Somebody put it in the comments. The one, just this recent end of the world film. Pretty sure it was her in it, wasn't it? And they have the deer reference in there. Like for that could be that's obviously maybe a reference to the doe, yeah, to the buck, to the money, to the St. Giles's Day. Okay. Ah dear, with the deer reference, so many little references. But anyway, so that's the first interesting number jump, right? And the other interesting thing that I thought about with her is her birthday ties in with Matthew Perry, because Matthew Perry died on 10/28. Okay, albeit several years after this. Okay, and one interesting thing about Matthew Perry is in Friends they did this. They had an episode with her in it with Chandler, which is again very interesting, seeing as Matthew Perry's birthday happens to be just a couple of days after Madonna's. Yeah, she's 8/16, he's 8/19, and it's a yin and yang thing going on with them. So it's a super duper interesting with him. And the other thing that's interesting with Matthew Perry is his numbers tend more to be in the Fibonacci cycle. Okay, whereas we're looking at Madonna stuff with with connections. Well, I mean, it connects into the Fibonacci cycle, but mainly to do with Lucas numbers, okay? And obviously it connects into the pi cycle as well. For new people, you'll be going, what in the hell is this dude talking about? Again, you've kind of got to have been watching the channel for a while to know, when I go through something here, we don't have time to like do every little connection with an explanation with every little thing. Okay, so I apologize about that. But all this stuff is in previous videos. So anyway, this thing going on. So this was again kind of that's kind of interesting. Okay, the storyline in this episode is I think it's something like back in school, where I think it's fourth grade. He pulls down her or lifts up her skirt or something, and her pants are exposed. Okay, her underwear's exposed. Anyway, to cut a long story short, she's going to get revenge on him, and she leaves him naked in the toilet. I thought, oh my goodness. So he's getting left in the toilet in his birthday suit, so to speak. Okay, in the toilet. Do you get the references? It's just mental, just absolutely flipping crazy. Okay, so anyway, yeah, his death date tying in with her birthday there. So that is fascinating stuff. There's a reason why they pick people to put in things together. Okay, and don't forget Matthew Perry. We had the Perry in the tank scene and the train scene in GoldenEye. They have the Perrier water reference, and we also have the Perrier water reference in the Blast from the Past in Back to the Future. Yeah, with you can pick his death date out on that as well. Absolutely mental. So let's do some other number jumps here. So what other number jumps have we got? So this is just absolutely, well, it's crazy, right? Because this 622 is showing up again. This is Diogo Jota's wedding day, yeah? Because it's all to do with the white wedding. This is the idea, yeah? Coming out of the tomb is immediately the beginning of the white wedding, so to speak, the renewal of the vows, the fresh start, okay? The white wedding. So this idea of the wedding on 2/9, yeah, the following day after 9/1, okay, super duper interesting. Yeah, because if you haven't been following the channel, we're looking at Madonna for today and World War III Hoover Dam false flag stuff for the 1st of September, moving into 2/9, which 2/9 references the idea of the wedding, okay, the white wedding. Anyway, as I mentioned in that last video, Kate and Will 4/29, yeah, re-referencing back to the 29, which is the wedding. Anyway, this 622, absolutely mental. It's come up again because this actually, what is fascinating about this, actually, on another number jump, I'll show you some connections here with the 820 through some shirt numbers. Okay. Anyway, hopefully I'll remember to do it. But so this is the real Erin, whatever her name is. Let's see. It's this gal's real birthday, okay? Erin Brockovich, 6/22/1960. Okay, so this is what the film is based on. Okay, so that is what the film is based on, and that number jump is 676. So again, the 6/7. Oh my goodness. Obviously, Madonna will be 67. Okay, obviously, or she is 67. What was I going to say? 76 again is, well, without going to the chart, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what 76 is. Is it a 2? Let's just whiz to it real quick. We might as well, because if you've not seen what Lucas numbers are before, then here's our 76. Yes, it is the 2/9 reference. Okay, so again, This is Lucas numbers right here. Start of Lucas numbers 229 cross reference is 76. Yeah, the white wedding 29. Yeah. Okay. What was I going to say? Let's see. There was something else that was interesting about this. Let's click it. That was it. It was the you just can't write it. It's the 26 square number. Oh dear. Yeah, the 26 square number, and obviously Madonna's new gematria is 26, 62, 37. All those good numbers. Okay, that also match up with train, which is interesting. All the subway references. Okay. So that's that one, right? So that's mental on the surface, but of course they doubled down on the. So this is the. What's this one here? Oh, this is no, sorry. So that was through to Madonna's birthday. Okay, so that was pretty good already, right? And then so through to the death date now. Look at this. Look at this. 6/22/1960 through to 8/20/2025. So this is today's date, the predicted date for Madonna. Look at it. 23800. And I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute, you know what I've got here? Let's see if this thing will write. You know what I've got here? I've got Diogo Jota's White Wedding. Jota, come on, put an O there. Okay, this is his wedding here, right? Which we had this decode tie Madonna in with him. Okay, this is linked, right? And then down here, I'm looking down here and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, 238 is Kobe Bryant's birthday, okay, the 23rd of August. And thank you to Dave in the comments said, hey, well, we'd already got to the 20 with Diego Jota, but he mentions, hey, Kobe also wore an 8 shirt, wore the 24 as well, but the 8. So with Kobe and Diogo, we're getting the 820. Oh dear. And look at it right in here now. Look at it encoded in here. I know that's kind of random and we're kind of just picking out stuff, but this is, you know what, that film by Guy Ritchie, Snatch, release date 8/23. There's more connections to 8/23 than you would. There's tons of connections with Madonna and 8/23 as well. So anyway, just fascinating. What was this one? Okay. Oh, and I did have this wasn't that interesting. This was just the 238 by itself, obviously 186, and you could put that in around the other way as well. Okay, and do 8/23. All right, we're not going to bother with all that right now. Okay, so this is what was this? This is okay. So this is the release of the film, or the premiere of the film, sorry, and Madonna's birthday. And was there something interesting with this? I don't know why I'd leave it up if there wasn't. Okay. Oh, this was interesting because it's the 173 numerology of Eli. Okay, so we had the Eli Manning connection with Madonna in iPet Goat and the whole Super Bowl halftime thing and all that stuff. So you're going to see these same numbers keep popping. Let me show you something mental now. This is the release date of the film through to today's date, Madonna's death date, potentially. Look at this. So if you've been watching the channel, we've seen this number, or very similar numbers pop up. 9291, yeah, 9291. This is the 92 or the 91 into the 92, yeah. The day of reckoning into the white wedding, yeah. The reset point. It's probably going to have to be in the midnight hour. Look what's in between those two numbers as well. We've got separated 92 and 91, and the 29 is the center number there as well. Quite interesting. Is there anything else interesting about this number? Oh yeah, look, 8,140th composite number. This is unbelievable. This is our 28-day earlier date, 8/14, with the numerology there. Just mental, just absolutely bloody mental. Okay, here's the actual release of the film now. So that was a premiere. Here we go. 3/17 St Patrick's Day. Okay. I think interestingly enough, Erin Brockovich's maiden name is, oh look, Patty. Quite interesting. It's St Patrick's Day. Okay. Anyway, look at this bloody number coming out here now. 32912 929. Palindropic. Again, this is so important with this date because this date is basically the palindropic version or the balance date for pi. It's all encoded with pi, this stuff, okay, through to the start of World War II, which was 9/1/1939, through to this date, which is 86 years, 1 day, depending on how you want to count numbers, but that's obviously Madonna's birthday numbers. And it is also, if you do the day count, it's 31413, a palindropic pi number, yeah. And what is so important about this is, if you put this in the mirror, it's going to spell pi for you. The number 19 will spell pi, or the 91, okay, in the mirror, right? So this is mental that we're coming out on the white wedding stuff here. This is the day after this. Remember, Diana's birthday was the day before this, the death, the resurrection, yeah. We're 28 years on from her car crash, from her death at this point, right? And again, with the Madonna 28 reference, and then obviously the numerology of 820, 28. Ah, blimmin' hell. Is there anything interesting with this? 158 prime. I wonder if this is one of these ones that will go on down. No, not really. Yeah, anyway. Just crazy stuff, crazy stuff. What else we got in here? What was this last one here? Is this anything? No, that's just blank. So that's it. That is it. Just some crazy, lots of nice little palindropic numbers there. Crazy numbers. And this, it's just a crazy, just what happens. And I think I saw somewhere that this was, the last time this was about was in 2001, maybe, this name for the storm. Absolutely mental. And that's, I haven't even done any more number jumps. I just did those ones. I was like, that's it. I'm not doing no more. There's probably, you could probably check it against other important dates like 9/11 and stuff like that, and maybe some other interesting stuff would come up. I don't know. But I haven't even checked it against. There's, there's a dozen more things you could check in there. Okay, but this release date on Pi, the premiere on the Pi Day, yeah. Where is it? This reference to pi is absolutely bloody mental. Okay. Don't forget in the dartboard as well, opposite Madonna's numbers is the numbers for pi. Okay. The dartboard is super loaded. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. I want to go to bed. We'll see if something happens with Madonna today, or maybe into tomorrow, because 8/21 with blah 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 blah. Matthew Perry. I can't think. I'm just so tired. I've got a headache as well. The 821 numerology with Matthew Perry is super duper interesting as well. So too is today's, yesterday's date. So going into 820 was really interesting as well. So this is again, look at the numerology here with Matthew Perry, and Madonna's sitting. Today's date sits right in between these numbers, so to speak. Yeah. So again, fascinating with the idea of middle points, midpoints, and balancing stuff. Yeah. That's it. All right, hope you enjoyed. There is a storm a brewing, yeah. Um, what did Donald Trump say? The calm before the storm, yeah. Is this the storm now? Is this the one that's going to reference it all? I don't know. Look at the red flag here. Just remind me of bloody just this picture here. It's reminded me of um, the French Connection, yeah, with the palm superette and then the red flag right before that comes up. Oh my goodness. Oh dear, guys. And I forgot to mention in that last decode, I did put it in the comments, but in case you didn't see it, you know, that French baguette in the French Connection, that guy that shoots the cop, I'm assuming that's a cop that's been following, that guy that shoots the cop actually throws the baguette back down, sort of at kind of on him. And this reference with this dude throwing the baguette, the Subway sandwich at the dude in the cop in the street. Again, I mean, when you look at how that's happening and the ridiculousness of some of the stories, and like Rambo was saying about, it's absolutely ridiculous that they made that a national story. It should have never been a national story, but it's there for a reason. Okay, it's there for a reason to relay that message. Oh dear. Okay. Right. We were well. Anyway. Um. Yeah. Good night. God bless, and I will catch you on the flip side. All right. Night.